Hi guys. I'm coming live from the iPad. You know, it's always I'm back by popular demands. And by popular demand, I mean by my own demand. Now, this is long overdue because I told y'all that I was gonna get this video out to y'all like before the weekend was out, like last week. Was that last week? Yeah. Sometimes I just be saying shit. You know, sometimes I do. And I'm sorry about that. But I've learned that I have to go based off how I feel in a lot of things. And yeah, that's just how it is for me. So sometimes when I say shit, I put it off. Yeah. But anyways, we finna get into the tease of it all. First of all, I want to say thank you, God, for leading me to this authoress and this book specifically. I'm glad I started with this book for her because it was great. It was amazing. Like, she really portrayed the relationship between black folks and white folks, but in those times. But still, it's like even now, like modern times, like it's still the same thing, just modernized. So the book starts with Dana. She's in 1976 because this book came out in 1979. So it's based in 1976. Dana. She knew her lineage because she said her family kept a Bible with a record of all, like, who is married, who their kids are, who their grandkids are, and so on and so forth. Like a family tree. But it had, like, marriage certificates and birth certificates, all that. But it started with, like, a great-grandma, but it didn't say who our parents were. Okay, that's very important. So she got married to a white man in 1976. Like, girl, you ain't even let Jim Crow get gone for real. Like, but she married a white man. T. They were both writers, and they had just moved in a house together. So what happened? So I guess they was like putting a bookshelf together or something, or moving her, something they was doing with a bookshelf and some books or something, and she started getting like dizzy, and he was like, "You go over there?" And she was like, "You know," and then she disappeared. Okay, so she disappeared into this time. She came under a tree or something, and when she got up, she saw that it was a little white boy drowning. So she like, nobody gonna save him. I guess I'm gonna have to save him. So she go and save him. His mama come up, beating on her back and shit while she trying to get a boy CPR. Like, girl, I'm trying to save your child's life, and you're over here fucking beating on me. What the fuck is wrong with you? So the daddy showed up like right after the boy had came back after she did CPR on him, and the daddy was like pointing a shotgun in his face. He was riding a horse. So she like, the fuck? So right when he was putting the shotgun in his face, she went back to where her husband was. So the husband was like, you was up here disappeared, and now you over there. T. So she was like running it down for him what happened. And he was like, you was only gone for like 30 seconds. And she was like, 30 seconds? Like, I done saved a whole life. I done had a whole fucking gun pointed in my face. Bitches was beating on my back. Like, what you mean? That was at least an hour or 30 minutes. Like, what are you talking about? He was like, no, you was gone for like 30 seconds. So, like, that's the trajectory. Or that's how the book starts. So, this happened to her many times. The second time, she was gone for like hours. She came back. He was like, you was gone for minutes. Third time, she was gone for like days. She came back. He said you was only gone for like hours. Fourth time, it was either the third or fourth time. He had held on to her, and he ended up going with her. T. So when they had went together, so every time that she disappeared, it was because she had to save this boy's life. And every time that she went back to 1800s, because when she was disappearing, she was going to the 1800s. Come to find out, the dude that she keeps, this white man that she keeps saying, oh, this white boy that she keeps saving is her grandma parents. So, well, she met her like the wife to her, this white man yet, because she met him as a child. So every time she went back to the 1800s from 1976, it was like years was passing by, and he was getting older. Crazy as hell. He was getting older, and they was on the plantation, of course. His father was a slave owner. His mother was fucking crazy, just a crazy ass bitch. She didn't like Dana. Everybody could see Dana, by the way, in the 1800s. Everybody could see her. She was actually living in it. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just, you know how the ghost of girlfriend's past or Christmas past or whatever, and you could just be took there and you could see from the outside looking in? No. She was actually in, like, she was living in it. And it was just, it was crazy, y'all. Like, it was so fucking crazy. And I think I highlighted some stuff in here. What I highlighted? I only highlighted a little bit. Like, she was teaching slaves how to read. Like, bro. And she didn't even get the worst of, like, the plantation she was on. It wasn't even like a real bad one. And mind you, she was in like Maryland, so she wasn't down south where it was really bad. She was in Maryland. So, okay, I'm gonna go over when her and her husband went together. So he had hung on to her when she started feeling dizzy. And after the first time, they had started like, or the first and second time, they had started packing like bags for her to take so she could take care of herself. Because back then, y'all know how it was, like, slaves didn't have good hygiene back then because of the circumstances that they was in. So she would pack her bag in 1976, and then when she went back to the 1800s, the bag would come with her. So one day he held on to her, and they went there together. Child, he had to play her slave master and all that. Like, they came up with this whole story that he had just bought her or something, and it was fucking crazy. So something happened. And she had they was there for like a minute. 1976, I don't know how long it was. I think it was like the same day. But in the 1800s time, they was there for like months. Something happened, and she got beat by the by the slave master, that plantation she was on, and she had went back to 1976 without her husband. See. And by this time, I think the boy was he still a child? I can't remember if he was still a child or not. I think he was still a child at this time. But when she went back, he was not a child anymore. He was a vindictive little ass, he was a white boy. He was a white boy. He was vindictive. And she was just putting so much trust in him, which I get because, I mean, you're my ancestor. Like, you're my ancestor. And I have to wait until my grandma be born. So like the timeline won't be fucked up. But you not shit. But I have no choice, because if my grandma not born, I'm not gonna exist, and I can't fuck this up. So I get that she had a duty. She had a duty. And her duty was really to keep him alive. But he always did shit that put his life at risk. Why? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. But, okay, I'm gonna go over one of the times where Rufus had got older. This the white boy. That's her ancestor. When Rufus had got older. Oh, she did meet her grandma too. She did meet her. She ended up meeting her grandma. The one before the grandma that's supposed to be born and carry on. Her grandma before her grandma that she know. She did end up meeting her while they were still kids too. So one of the times when she came back and they was older, she found out that Rufus had sexually assaulted her very first ever grandma. Because that's how I want to put it, so I don't confuse y'all. Her very first ever grandma, where her lineage started, he ended up raping her. But the baby that she have, did she get pregnant? I don't know if she got pregnant then. I don't know if she got pregnant then. I don't think she got pregnant then. But one of the time, she came back, and he was like getting beat the shit out of by her first ever grandma, her current husband. And she came there and saved his life. I mean, she had to. So when the man had stopped like beating him, the boy was like half fucking dead. Like, he couldn't move, he couldn't get up. The man beat the fuck out of him. Come to find out, first of all, him and the first ever grandma was friends first. They was friends. Which she was black and he was white, so she was born free. So it's like she wasn't necessarily a slave. So she wasn't a slave. Excuse me. She wasn't a slave. And they was friends growing up. So when she got there, she confused as fuck. Like, why is this man beating on you? Y'all supposed to be friends. You and her supposed to be friends. Why is her husband whipping the fuck out you? Like, about to kill you. Come to find out, he raped her. He fucking raped her. I'm not gonna put it in any other terms because it's like all that raped and all that. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. Trigger warning, he raped her. So she like, how the fuck could you do something like this? Like, I can't believe. Like, she was very highly disappointed in him. Like, very much so. Basically, most people on the plantation did not like Dana. Because they feel like she got it easy. But like Rufus, at some point, she actually told him, like, I'm not from this time. I'm from 1976. I'm from the future. Once he got old enough to understand. But come to find out, every time before she get there, he could see her. Like, before she came. Y'all, this book is so much. And I should have been taking notes. Because even now, I'm all over the place. But honestly, this book is an experience. Okay? A lot of shit happened. She saw a lot of shit. She experienced a lot of shit. She taught slave kids how to read. Like, when her husband was there with her, he was teaching them stuff. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all. When she had got beat by the master, by the boy daddy, she had went back without her husband. Y'all, when she had went back to the other place, it had been like years that passed in 1800s. It was like 5 years that she was gone from there. But in 1976, it was still 1976. Like, ain't no time passed in 1976. Every time she go back, it's only been like, it'll be like a few hours that she was gone. Like, she'll just be gone all day type shit. But it'll be still 1976. But when she went back there, 5 fucking years had passed and her husband had left the plantation, child. Her husband had left. Why the fuck would you? I don't care how much time passed. If you love me, first of all, you knew I was coming back. Like, you knew this shit was happening to me. You knew I was coming back. Why the fuck didn't you stay exactly where the fuck you was at? The fuck? And before she had came back, it was like, I think she was at home in 1976 for like a week or in some change before she went back and found out that it had been 5 years and he was fucking gone. So, girl, it was, girl. I'm really all over the place because I'm really going off remembering what I read, because I'm the type of person, after I read it, I only remember so much of the book. Okay? Okay. So, yeah. So, when she went back in 5 years that passed, she found out he was gone. She, like, had to stay there. And Rufus was a terrible person. Basically. He was a terrible fucking person. He was terrible. And then somehow I feel like he had ended up falling in love with her or something. Like, Savannah, slow down. Savannah, slow down. You're my grandpa. Okay? We're not doing that. Girl. It had got real fucking messy. Especially after he had got grown. Like, it had got messy. It was messy before, but it had got messy as fuck. He ended up turning her very first grandma ever. Her name was Alice, and his name was Rufus. He had turned Alice into a slave and like made her stay there against her fucking will. First of all, let me go back. After Alice's husband had beat the shit out of Rufus, Alice and Isaac, that's her husband. That was her husband. Dana, when she saved the boy life and he was unconscious, she was like, y'all need to go ahead and get the fuck out of here. Basically. Y'all go ahead and get the fuck out of here. Because when they find out what the fuck happened, if they find out what the fuck happened, Y'all ass is grass. Okay? Your ass, because Isaac was still a slave. Alice was born free. So, you know. But back then, born free was really just like a born free. Like, bitch, we don't, white people didn't really care. Like, they could still see a black person and be like, oh, you not free. You basically ran away or whatever. And take them and sell them. So it's like, it wasn't really no freedom for black people. But there was people that was born free. So Alice was born free. Isaac was still a slave. That was her husband. Dana told him to get the fuck on because she was gonna get sticky if they stayed around. So they got the fuck on. Come to find out later on, they was on the gone. I mean, they was only free like after they ran away for like 4 days. When they caught up to them, they had cut Isaac ears off. They cut Isaac fucking ears off. And they had locked Alice up or something. And during the time that Dana had found out, and when Rufus found out, Dana had wrote letters for her husband to come back to the plantation. Rufus was supposed to take the letters, send them in the mail to the husband. Later on, we'll find out Rufus never mailed the fucking letters. We're gonna find out through Alice. You wanna know how we find out through Alice? Because once Rufus heard that Alice got caught and she was like locked up somewhere or whatever, he had went and bought her. So now Alice is a slave. I hate that for Alice. Alice did not want to be with Rufus. Rufus had became in love with Alice once they got older. And he was like telling Dana when Dana found out that he raped her, he was telling her if she would have just not said no and been with me and would never marry her husband, then this would have never happened. Let me take a sip on that because that's peak white man behavior. Like, you didn't even have to do all that. Anyways, so Alice did not want to be with him. She actually hated the fuck out of him. They beat Alice so bad. When he got there, Alice was unrecognizable. When they brought her back to the plantation after he picked her up, she was unrecognizable. I'm assuming him finding out in the middle of supposed to sending that lady damn letters, he immediately just went to her to get Alice. He said fuck everything else. He was like deeply in love with this woman, and she did not want to be with him. She wanted to be with Isaac. She wanted to be with her black man. They took Isaac. They sold him. They cut off his ears. We never heard about Isaac again. They brought Alice back to the plantation. She was towed up from the floor up. She was towed up from the floor up. She was unrecognizable. They beat the brakes off her ass. They whipped. They did so much to Alice. We don't even know what they did to Alice. We just know that Alice did not look like Alice. And Rufus was like, going on in there and clean her up, clean her up, clean her up. So Dana had to be the one to take care of her and bring her back to recovery. When she recovered, first of all, Rufus made her sleep in his room. He was a sick man. But he loved her. So he didn't, like, sexually assault her while she was like recovering. But after that, like, she was his slave. He kept her in his room. He made her have sex with him. He really wanted her to love him, but she hated him. Because, first of all, I never wanted to be with you. I wanted to be with my husband. Me and my husband, you made me a slave against my fucking will when I was born free. We used to be we grew up friends. You were supposed to be my friend. She had got amnesia when she got beat so bad. So while she was in recovery, she didn't really remember. But once she got her memory back, she fucking hated Rufus guts. But she couldn't do anything because he bought her. He used all his money to buy her and bring her back to the plantation. And he made her be with him. He made her have sex with him like all the time. She wound up pregnant. I think she had like a child or two before the next grandma actually came. Yeah, she had 2 kids. I think she had 2 sons before him. Before her. Girl, it was bad. Trigger warning. After she had the girl to start the lineage, Alice took her own life because this last time when Dana came back, okay, I'm all over the place again. Okay, so after Kevin came back, because he ended up coming back, because Dana told Rufus, I know you didn't send them letters. I found out you didn't send them letters. You're a piece of shit. So the daddy ended up writing to the husband, like Rufus' daddy, like, first of all, your daddy was a piece of shit of a man. Well, he was really just an ordinary white man doing ordinary white man things on his slaves, on the plantation. You know, whatever the fuck comes with that. Rufus was the one that wasn't shit. He was vindictive. He was evil. Really, he was fucking evil. But his dad has more morals than him. Basically, first of all, his daddy didn't even like her because she was black and she was educated. They was like, a nigga that can read? A nigga gal that can read? What? Hold on. That's not supposed to be happening in 18 whatever. Okay? The daddy ended up writing to her husband like, yeah, your wife back. Da 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 da. Like, how a man that don't even that fucking hates my guts is telling my husband I'm here before you, and I'm supposed to be trusting you. Anyways, he ended up coming back. Something ended up happening, and they end up going back to their own time. Okay, they was back in their own time for like a few months actually. Once Kevin got back. So Kevin got back. He was tripping. He was fucking tripping. He was in that white male superiority complex. But you know, living so the time he lived there in 1800s, like he kind of had to, you know, get back into the groove of modern times. But it was really hard for him. So the next time she went, first of all, daddy ended up writing Kevin because the daddy found out that Rufus never sent the letters. And that's crazy. I was on the page the whole time I was talking. And she didn't even tell him that Alice was the one. When she confronted him, she didn't even tell him that Alice was the one that told her. So, yeah, the daddy ended up writing him. He ended up coming back, and they left. And she did end up running away. I don't know where she went, but they ended up finding her quick as fuck. They end up, him and the daddy ended up finding her quick as fuck. Dana ended up running away. They found her quick as fuck. And the daddy ended up whipping her, and that's how she had got back. I think it was, yeah, that's how she had ended up leaving Kevin in that time. So when she got back for months, and Kevin had to get back in the groove of things, and I think that she had left again. She was like, "You can't come back with me." So when she was dizzy the next time, she had like pushed him back. Cause shit still was happening to Rufus when she had to save his life. It was just a whole lot of like, why am I responsible for saving this evil ass man? Unfortunately, he's my ancestor. Like, and it's sad because it just portrays how this book just portrays how it only scratched the surface of how slavery was. Like, and that was in Maryland, and that's because that was in Maryland. So I guess slave owners wasn't that bad in Maryland. But Octavia should have wrote about the South. So we could have really got into the teas. But man, she ended up saving him every single time until her next grandma was born. Alice ended up like herself. Like she actually, yeah. But he made it seem to Alice that he sold her kids. First of all, those are your kids too. And Danny was like, why would you do that to your own kids? Girl, it was Rufus really stressed me the fuck out. I know he was stressing Danny the fuck out, but it was like, I have to wait till my grandma get here so I can be born. I'm really doing this for me. But yeah, his mama ended up leaving her husband, his daddy, because I think the mama had got pregnant and she had a miscarriage or something, and she ended up leaving. I think she had twins, and she actually did have them, and they ended up dying after birth or something. I forgot, but something happened with her having kids, and they died, and then she left, cause like I said, the daddy was still a terrible man, even though he was just ordinary white man. He was still like, the relationship wasn't. And Rufus hated his daddy. He loved his mama, hated his daddy. But the mama ended up leaving. The daddy ended up dying. And Rufus even crashed out after his daddy died. Like, he had put Dana in the fields. Like, when the daddy died, he brought Dana in there to try to save him. When Dana got in there to try to save him, the daddy was already dead. Okay? The daddy was dead. But he blamed Dana for the daddy dying. She's like, I didn't kill your dad. He was already dead when I got in here. But he was like, no, this is all your fault. This is all your fault. So he was punishing her like she was his slave. Anyways, a lot of shit had happened after that. Dana had ended up going back home because something happened. They had an overseer now. Before, they didn't even have an overseer. They had an overseer now. He was a terrible man that beat Dana. Rufus sent her to the fields. Girl, it was too much. Rufus had ended up sending her to the fields. She had never been out in the field working. She was always in the house or in the cookhouse that was like behind the main house. He had blamed her so bad that he sent her to the field to work, and the overseer was always like whipping and beating on her. Girl. So she had ended up leaving after another incident happened. I can't remember. She went back to 1976. When she got back again, I don't know how she had got back. Oh, I think because that's when they had found Alice. Or he had found Alice. And she had somehow got back there. And so I think before Alice died, his mom had came back. That's real rude. But his mom had came back, right? I'm at 37 minutes. His mom had ended up coming back after the daddy died and staying there. And Dana had to take care of her. Mind you, the mama didn't even like Dana this whole time. She didn't like her. But when she came back, she requested her. And like Dana was taking care of her all the time. That's where she spent most of her time. After he got over the fact that he wasn't blaming her for his dad's death no more, which is fucking weird in the first place. But anyways, the mama had came back. Dana was taking care of her. And there was more characters, like the lady that she had met in the cookhouse when she first got there. Her name was Sarah. It was like a mute girl that she had met. Her name was Carrie. They never really explained why she was mute. I feel like her tongue was cut out, but I don't know. I guess she was just mute. They never really explained. They never really got into her for real. She was just a mute character. But people understood her, whatever. So she had asked one of them to like cover for her. I don't know what happened. She ended up going back to 1976. When she got back, Rufus was like, I don't know. He was like devastated, whatever. She walked in the barn and saw Alice. I said Alice. She walked in the barn and saw Alice. She had herself. Because Rufus, nobody even know. Dana had to go and tell everybody. Because this motherfucker didn't even tell. Oh, she just had a son before the next grandma. So, before she took her own life, they thought that she was actually going to settle down with him. But she didn't. He sent the kids with his auntie in Baltimore. And he was supposed to get her some freedom papers or write some freedom papers for her. And he never did. But he always told her that he would. She just wanted to be free. Then she ran, sent the kids away, and that's what drove her to do it. That's what drove her to do it, man. That's all I'm going to tell y'all for now. Because the ending, Alice dying was not the ending. Y'all want me to tell y'all the ending? If you're gonna read the book, I don't know if I want to tell you. I kind of like want to leave something up for mystery. I highly recommend this book. It was amazing. It was amazing, and I think Octavia Butler, may she rest in the highest form of peace, because she was a phenomenal writer, and she really painted a picture for you. And I was just thinking, like, she had me thinking about so many things, like the past, the present, and future existing at once. How our ancestors really did get the worst of everything. That's why it's like, it's so honorable. It's so honorable to be black, because although we have come a long way, we still suffer from some things. But we could never know, we could never really know what our ancestors went through with slavery in America, even before America. Like, we'll never know. We'll never have the ability or dishonor of experiencing something like that, or the misfortune of experiencing something that extreme, because slavery, no matter what people try to say, was like the worst genocide in American history. Okay? Worse than any world disaster that has ever existed in this world. Okay? Black people have always, African Americans, Black Americans, indigenous Black American people have always gotten the worst of this country. And it began, our first impression of this country was the worst impression we've ever had. And we're still getting the worst of America, just not to the extreme of slavery and all the things that happened during that time. And this book just depicted like the misfortune of them actually being a part of us. Like, most Black people actually have a white ancestor and just don't fucking know. Because that's what they was doing. Like, they was trigger warning, raping slave women. They was even raping slave men. But the women are the ones that birthed the children. Like, it's so much. It's just so much. It's just so much. And it had got to a point in the book where Rufus was like telling Dana that he couldn't live without her. And he had low-key started falling in love with her type shit. Like, but he never outwardly said that. But he would just say, like, one time he got drunk, it was like her and Alice was one woman. I guess he was basically saying, like, he could get something from, like, he received something from both of them, and that just make them one woman. But he just, I guess, when Alice was there, she was just sex for him. But he was, like, supposed to be in love with her. But then I guess he was in love with Dana too, because she taught him things. She taught him how to read. Like, I don't know, girl. Child, it was the whole lot of Octavia. It made me think. It really made me think. It really made me think. It made me think about slavery. It made me think about our relationships as Black Americans with white Americans. Like, they can't live with us. They can't live without us. They quite literally can't survive without us. That's why it's always a problem. That's why we always have to fight for something. That's why they want to take us back to fucking Jim Crow. Because that's when they were at their best. That's when they were at their best. Because they had us. under total control. Well, not total control, because there were more free blacks during that era. But it's just like slavery was still around during Jim Crow. They still made black Americans work for them in their home, raising their kids, cooking, cleaning. Like, I even learned that after slavery, somebody said that white people, I don't know how true it is, allegedly, but white people was offing their kids because they didn't know how to take care of them after slaves got free. Allegedly. I don't know. I haven't done no research on that. But, I mean, it wouldn't be much of a surprise if that happened, because they can't function. They can't function without the light of our being. That's how I feel. We kept them alive this whole time. Most of the white people that's around now probably got raised by black people in their own home. And the fact that they want to take us back, like, we've evolved. No matter what people may say, black Americans have evolved into, I don't want to say complete freedom, because it is modernized slavery, but we're as free as we've ever been in black American history at this time. And it's just like, they want to take us back because they don't like it. They never really have. Once we had the freedom to do whatever the fuck we want, create, fucking love, fucking all the shit that we do or have done, invented, like, came up with, like, formed, like, everything that black Americans have done, they hate that this has been done. They hate that we've actually had the freedom to do all that has been done in black American history. No matter how much they try to erase it, you can't erase you can't erase destiny. Okay? You can't erase destiny, baby. White people could do all they desire. They can use whatever they can. They can use the best of their ability to try to erase the progress, the history, all that. But it just won't happen. It just won't happen. But yeah, Octavia really had my mind like, I also think slavery was a ritual. But should I talk about that? I feel like I need to do some more research before I actually talk about that. But I genuinely believe, because all the things that have been done during that time, it's just like, this was a ritual. And it lasted for so long. And y'all have been in the lead for so long. Like, y'all have been in positions of power for so fucking long. And there's no way y'all could have done that on your own. There's no way y'all could have done that shit on your own. So y'all had to have done something extenuous or I don't know the word I'm looking for, but y'all had to go to the extreme to really be where y'all are today, as powerful as y'all are today. Because I don't want to say successful, as powerful as white people are today, they still living off slave money. If you are in Mobile, Alabama, and you drive across the bay, when I say go to Fairhope, ride through Fairhope, okay? You can ride through downtown. You can ride almost to Gulf Shores. Stockton, go to Stockton. That's what me. That's where I go and get spring water. Ride through there. Ride through fucking Bamnet or something. Ride through fucking what's the other one? You can even ride through Theodore. Like, these people still living off of this shit. Still living off of this shit that was like centuries ago. And they want us to believe that it wasn't that big of a deal or that it didn't exist. First of all, bitch, epigenetics. Stop playing with me. Stop fucking playing. And a lot of niggas fall for that shit for real. Like, I've heard niggas say, what if slavery wasn't real? Like, there's record of this. You can literally go to the library, get on YouTube, get on fucking Google, read a fucking article. The shit happened. No matter how much people want to believe or not believe, it happened. And it was bad. It was bad as hell. Bad is not even a good word for the shit. Like, it was inhumane. Like, if I really got into how I feel about the colorless people, if I really talked about colorless people, coons, black people, all that shit, let me know if y'all want that. Let me know if y'all want that. Cause I might go on a tangent though. Like, I might go on a tangent. I don't know if y'all want that. But yeah, man. I hope I wasn't all over the place and y'all could follow me. I gave y'all what I could give y'all. If you want the rest, read, nigga. That's another thing too. People need to start back reading. Please read. They're burning books. Imagine if they had burned this and I never got the chance to read it. I would be devastated. But yeah, they trying to get rid of works like this. They trying to get rid of history. Even this being fiction. Because I feel like Dana is Octavia. Like, I feel like this happened to her. Or she astral projected. I don't know. But she was a woo-woo lady. I feel it. I don't know. She was a crystal ball lady. I feel it. But yeah, man, they trying to get rid of our history. We can't let them do that. As the new not the new generation, but like, still, I'm 26, about to be 27, so like, still fairly new, you know, pushing 30. Love that for me. But yeah, as the new generation or semi-new generation, we can't let them do this to us. Like, we can't let them. Do you know what a privilege it is to read? When I was reading this, and they was like teaching people how to, like, Dana was like teaching them how to read and shit, I was like, wow, like, You never know the thing. You never realize how great it is that you can read. Like, that's something to be grateful about. Because they didn't want our people to read. They didn't want us to know how to read. It was forbidden for us to know how to read. That's why the boy daddy didn't like her, because she knew how to read and she knew how to write. She was literally an author. Like, he despised her. Illiterate cracker. How you mad at me? Because I'm educated. Because they said back then, it was like, oh, educated niggas made slaves want to be free or whatever. Or made them want to be free. But they threw the Bible at us. They threw the Bible at our ancestors. But it was illegal for us to read. It was illegal for us to read. I need y'all to sit. A moment of silence. I need y'all to sit with that. Octavia had me thinking God I could read. You know what a privilege that is? Us Black Americans are, despite how things look now, but we are very, very privileged compared to our ancestors. And that's why we should always honor them, because they brought us so fucking far. They brought us all the way up into technology. They carried us. We still going through shit, but we didn't go through that. And I'm grateful and man, I'm so happy I could read. Go to your neighbor and say, neighbor, I'm grateful I can read. Yeah. I felt the spirit of my ancestors for real. I felt the spirits, okay, in some parts of this book. And I'm grateful I could read. It was illegal for us to read and write. Like, some shit just, them white devils. And they still doing the same shit. They still doing the same shit. But, guys, I hope y'all can keep up with me today. Sorry that this is so, that I took so long. It's long overdue. But I hope y'all followed. And if you couldn't, go and get the book yourself. Go to your local bookstore. Books A Million, Barnes Noble, 100 Bookshop downtown, closed on Wednesdays, which I hate. But, you know, everybody needs an off day. Yeah. Octavia E. Butler. Yeah. But yeah, I hope y'all could follow me. And like I said, if y'all couldn't, just read the book for yourself. All my electronic readers, get the ebook. Get it on Kindle. Get it on whatever else you read on electronically. It's good. But yeah, I love Black art. Wow. But yeah, guys, let me know what else y'all want to see from me. Honestly, what else? I'm getting it. I'm letting my wheels turn. You know, going off how I feel, doing what I want. So yeah, y'all talk to me in the comments. If you read the book, let me know. about it. But I'll see you guys later. Love y'all. Bye.